Hello. I'm on day 2 of a flare, so if I look like a potato, that is because I am a potato. I have been very busy with emails, phone calls, writing, typing, and I've come to a standstill on my own garden and things that I need to do in my own house. So I've been going to help my mum with hers because I'm trying to utilise my time as best as I can whilst I've got it. But recent stress from work has pushed me into a flare, which isn't ideal because I could do with being able-bodied, you know. I need to do stuff. I could do with not wasting time. But I'm taking the opportunity to rest because we've done quite a bit in Mum's garden. I will never film my mum's just because that's her life, that's her choice, that's her space. I'm never going to do that. But alongside doing mine and getting big projects sorted on mine, we're doing a fair bit on hers as well, and I'm trying to keep both on track, if you know what I mean, whilst we navigate work and nieces and disabilities and all that kind of crap. So I have been absent because of that. I've been busy. Mum had a tree. It was a bush way back when. It was an elderberry bush, and it was at the bottom of the garden, and we used to climb it as kids. And it is at least 3 stories high at this point. It's big and it's dangerous, and some of it has already fell and landed on the bird table and over the pond and what have you. And there's a jitty behind my mum, so a jitty is like an alleyway behind my mum. So it's really important that we address. I was addressing my trees. We've also got to do some of mum's. As much as we don't want to chop our trees because we love our trees, we've got to do the trees. So I've been helping with that where I can, and I managed to climb one of the limbs about 6 foot up. So whilst it didn't look like I was high up off the floor, my head was at least 11 foot off the ground, so it felt it. And then I remember why I don't climb trees anymore. When you're a kid, you don't have awareness of danger. But I've got some nice little pictures which I can't obviously share, and I won't share, but they're memories, and I've made some videos for my mum for progress of what we're doing on her side. But that's why I'm not really filming too much at the moment on what's going on, because I'm doing stuff other places and I'm now stuck in bed as a result of work stress. The kitten, I talked before, the kitten had got hold of one of my collared doves and just totally obliterated it, but it was still alive and I had to take it to the vets to be euthanized. It did it again. Not yesterday, but the day before, and it got another one. And again, it was still alive, and I had to just walk away and let him finish it because it was not going to last long. There's nothing I can do for it. It was missing its bottom half, is the only thing I can say. And then I walked out less than an hour later, and it was dead. I've noticed that the kitten's bringing them to me, so he's not my kitten, he's next door's cat, but he is always on my garden, and we spend a lot of time together because his parents aren't the bestest parents in the world. And he's brought me mice previous, which I don't mind. I don't want mice overrunning everything. He did catch a blue tit once, and I called him to my window, and he brought it to me straight away whilst it was alive, and I managed to get it out its mouth and it flew away. So he's happy to bring me things. The problem is, I was there at the time of him catching the blue tit to take it off him, whereas these collared doves, I was not there to catch him and take them off him, if you know what I mean. It was too late. So instead, what he's doing is just bringing them to my front door and leaving them there, which isn't nice. But the good thing is none of these goes to waste. So the foxes come every night, and they have been coming every night, and they've been playing on my garden every night because I can hear it. I can't film it because it's pitch black. We've got one street light and it's miles away. I like it that way. I don't like street lights anyway. People don't tend to want to go down gardens if they're pitch black, you know. Especially lots of them in a row, especially when there's trees and stuff like that. Anyway, foxes have come and took the collared dove this time, so they took it straight away. That's a good meal, especially as we're going into spring, summer, and they're going to be having babies, and I can hear them playing on the garden. And so yeah, stuff's happening. Things are busy. I've got all sorts going on. I've got pigeon babies. I've got collared dove babies. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I'm just not filming at the moment. Tomorrow will be another rest day, I think, but I'm going to utilise the time to do a bit more typing and a few more phone calls, I think. And then next week I've got another project at Mum's that we need to get done. Everything feels quite unknown and up in the air at the moment, which is, as a Virgo, is not pleasant. I like plans. I like to know what's happening. But as a Virgo with autism and ADHD, whilst the autism bit likes routine and structure and to know what's going off, the ADHD bit seems to ride quite well in the moment and be able to figure it out. I'm good in critical situations, is the only way I can say it. So whilst I'm in a flare and my body physically does not like it, mentally, for the most part, I am able to navigate what's going on and think on the spot. I'm pretty good at critical thinking and all that kind of stuff. So it's uncomfortable but doable. Yeah, I'll just sort of give a little update. I've also got to make a cake tomorrow for my next door's little girl. She's autistic. It's her birthday. It's the last one before she goes to big school. So I'm going to make her a cake and give her a card and a cake. So I'm going to do that. But yeah, there's my update. I'm going to go rest again. Ready for another day of boring calls and paperwork. Which I don't like doing because it is boring. The ADHD in me does not like that at all. I prefer to be digging a hole or something. But the autism in me says it's stable, it's logical, it's easy, it's doable, it's boring, but we can do it. So, and I like to do stuff. The ADHD bit needs to be doing stuff. So, you know, there's a compromise between the two parties inside me. They both kind of get something out of it, even if they don't get full satisfaction, you know. Yeah, I hope everyone's surviving. I hope everyone's finding reasons to be happy, finding time to rest, and finding time to spend with the people that you love, or in places that you love, or with the animals that you love, because that's very important. Those are the most important things. So long as your bare minimums in terms of your obligatories and your necessities is sorted, you know, house, home, food, warmth, water, clothes, and what have you is sorted, and you've got your family and your friends and your animals and your favourite places, then you're good. You know, you don't need much more. Life, even though it's difficult, is worth appreciating, and there's lots of good in it, even if sometimes you don't always see it. Sometimes you have to go look for it and go get it. and stop getting distracted so much by the crap. Stop looking at the crap. Stop looking at that pile of dog poo outside your gate and look around and appreciate the sky and the flowers and the animals, for example. You know, the poo will not always be there. Eventually, one day it'll be gone. Eventually, we will be gone. And so it's important that even if you're having a bad time, you make a point. You get very stubborn and you make a point to be even more happy than you were miserable. You know? Someone's just pulled up. It's just sidetracked me. That's how easy I am at getting sidetracked. Critical in the moment, hypervigilant. Who the heck is that? Do I need to fight? Do I need my armour? Where's my weapon? Meanwhile, sat here in bed with a flare, in a lot of pain, disabled, small woman, small fat woman. Not going to get far with the fight, you know. And all that's happened is a car's pulled up. I'm going to go. I need to rest. I'll see you in a bit.